podcast is a member of WildGamesProductions.com and D20Radio.com.
They came from the game table, dice bags in hand,
We have one brain that we share between us.
to talk about role-playing for all across the land.
And you'll like it.
The original, then basic, then one they scoured.
Kinda grabs you by the boo-boo, don't it?
To bring AD&D to the second power.
You want me to put the hammer down?
Welcome to THACO's Hammer, the best damn AD&D second edition podcast ever. Morgan to care.
He's
Or
sailing
something
with the
like
captain right now.
He's sailing with the captain. You know, rolling dice and sailing with the captain are not mutually exclusive.
It's just when your dice aren't cooperating, you start throwing them across the room.
Damn Skippy. Hi, folks. It's number 89, Splatbook number 89 of THACO's Hammer. Yay, I'm DM Glen, of course. And we've got DM Brian.
Hey, folks, what's going on out there?
And that was DM Corey.
Hi, guys. What's going on?
Yeah.
Hangover. But we also have DM Full On.
Greetings, Gamer Nation. We are back with the hammer. It has come down upon...
Us, number 89. Talk about being caught on my... what do you want?
Who, me?
A handout? Yeah, you're...
No.
Oh, okay.
These are the wonderful ibuprofen pills I'm about to pop because
Okay.
I'm old.
Folks, we've started to run video along with our audio because it helps us, and now it's like, hell are you doing?
They only started this because they wanted to catch me sleeping on the show.
You drink too much.
Believe it or not, it helps the podcast. Anyway, let's go and hit hits and crits.
Well,
One thought he was invincible, the other thought he could fly.
so?
They were both wrong.
Son of a bitch is dug in like an Alabama tick.
You're hit. You're bleeding, man.
I ain't got time to bleed.
We're sending somebody in to negotiate.
Anybody else want to negotiate?
Hits and crits.
Hits and crits, says the fat man who runs the show. And what you been doing this week? Full on Army stuff, as I usually say.
No, this has been the week of, with the Memorial Day weekend, I was catching up on the Old Republic and working with my alts and some other guildies I brought in. So I've been multifaceting my way through the Sith and the Republic at the low levels again.
Right on. Right on. And we should dedicate the show to all of them who've served and gone on. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Huzzah.
How about you, Brian? What's up?
Oh, not too much. Still working on the campaign a little bit, and been playing Marvel Heroes and
How's that go?
having fun with that, and just hanging out with you clowns once a week.
If I'm not mistaken, I overheard you say something about getting something else reinstalled.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. For some reason, I installed years ago. I installed Icewind Dale 2 on my computer, but once I got to a certain part of the game, it would crash.
Ouch.
But I don't know exactly what happened, but it's working fine now, and now I'm sort of just going through that game and getting a couple of ideas for my own campaign as well. Thank you.
Like pet hamsters?
No, that's Baldur's Gate. Go for the eyes, boo, the eyes. Anyway.
So Brian, I think we ought to. We can always cut this out.
What's that?
Congratulations are in order. I don't think we ever did that on the show.
Yes, you did.
Oh, for Brian's
We did?
baby?
Yeah, two episodes in a row.
Yeah.
Why did I just say cut it out?
Yeah. Well, I will. No worries.
Okay.
3 times.
Corey,
It out.
Corey, anybody die in your games?
Well,
Let's cut to the chase. Anybody
Funny
die?
you should ask that, Glenn.
Wow.
Just cut out the middleman here.
No, nobody died. I got A couple older players that I haven't seen in a while return to the table. Two of my veterans have left. One's taking a break permanently, and the other one, his twin brother, is taking a hiatus. How long? I have no clue, but I told him, hey, you get up, you lose your meat, you lose your seat. I got other people wanting to play. So I got two of my older friends who are like, you guys still playing D&D? I'm like, yeah. And they're like, we'll be over. So, yeah, they made their way through the dungeons and got all the way up through the mountain and bypassed a whole lot of levels by finding broke their way through to a large, I guess you want to call it an underground silo.
Mm-hmm.
And it's essentially a huge giant spiral staircase around a 300-foot across silo, essentially. And as they're climbing up the stairs, I just happened to drop 3 grill on them.
Just happened to.
Yeah, just happened to drop 3 grill on them. Hey, they're level 8 and 9. They can handle 3 grill. Come on. They didn't. They ran up the stairs like little kids. It was terrible.
You got to put full on at the foot of the stairs. Go back.
They have failed to watch enough Batman to figure out that was a bad idea.
Yeah. So they got all the way up to the top, opened the trapdoor, got out, closed it. Only one of them got poked by the lightning lance, but
lightning lance? What?
Lightning lance, yeah.
Oh, wow.
They wield weapons, yeah.
Oh,
they are
you
not
mean like
just...
a javelin of lightning?
Yep. Yeah, but it's
sort of.
It's a lance.
Oh, wow.
Jeez. It gives you the shock of your life.
For sure.
Floating brain tentacles with spears and an urge to poke you with them, yes.
Yeah, no wonder they ran away.
That's right.
So, that was it. How was your weekend? How was your week there?
It was interesting. Still working on the game for the convention, half of which I got to play test last Thursday. The other half will be this Thursday. I had the usual Thursday group. They pulled the, I gave them the pre-gens and say, let's go to it. And they did. I'm going to use their pre-gens. I just got to file the names off. Somebody actually wrote Leroy Jenkins. And I gave out a couple of things I was surprised I gave out just to see what they would do. One was a Ring of Zombie Control.
Oh, boy.
I gave that out thinking, that's got to be in D&D somewhere. After looking at the Encyclopedia Magica, no, there is no Ring of Zombie Control, so guess who gets to come up with the Ring of Zombie Control?
You do.
But
I'd give it to a bard.
That guy.
The thief got it.
Yeah, I'd give it to a bard and redo like the Thriller video every chance I got.
Well, my grandson Gage and I are working on the parameters, but I did lay one down right away. I said it has 10 charges.
Yeah.
Charges? Yeah, charges.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's not an item you want to make permanent.
I also found out I got to toughen up all the monsters, not just a few, because I've forgotten one of the rules of PCs.
Which is?
It doesn't matter.
They're going to use it against you?
No, it doesn't matter if you're doing a scene or some kind of confrontation where they just threaten them and don't do anything. They will take pot shots.
Yeah, they will.
Anywhere. Mm-hmm.
And
it's
you can use that against your players too. Because,
really?
Yeah. Well, we talked about it a long time ago. Full on said it. Just when you're basically trying to put the fear of God or gods into them, the characters will draw down and try to take it out. Right. They will.
Yep.
That's true. I mean, if you're gonna have characters like that, you got to do the old Darth Vader in the Cloud City, where he opened the thing. There he is, and Han fires, and he just deflects.
That's exactly what they're gonna do. It doesn't matter. There was a legion of stormtroopers there, and that it was Darth Vader, and that Boba Fett was standing right behind him.
Yeah. He tried to.
Han Solo drew and fired.
Vader.
That's right. It was almost
twice.
It was almost a reflex. It was almost a reflex action.
Yes, actually, that's exactly what it was. He's like, oh crap, we're in trouble.
That was the DM at the table who told you to the word of what you say, and when the door opens, he said, I see Darth, he's reading his friggin' flavor text, the guy got to Darth Vader, the dude said, I attack, he said, roll.
Yeah.
And Darth Vader deflected his shot.
Because they were sleeping in the shack of the grave the gravekeeper
Mhm.
in the cemetery
The
who put him up for the
Undertaker.
night. The Undertaker, yeah.
Mhm.
And at the window, this white came with two zombies behind him just to like, stop doing this, go away.
Oh,
you
not
born
enough.
type of thing.
Not
and
enough.
for the mage, first thing, magic missile, boom.
Yep. That wasn't enough, Glenn. It should
So
have
I
made
did-
it like
so,
6
well-
fights in Spectre. That would have given
Yeah,
them
well,
pause.
it was one. This, you want to see what I did? You folks can't see it. You want to see what I did? He says, "Fire your magic missile, do your damage." You know what he does? Ba-ding, ba-ding.
Yeah, it just stares at him.
It's like the big guy. You hit him, and he just flinches, and he
Yeah.
comes back. That
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah, because Magic Missile's not going to take out a white. It's just not going to happen.
And I also found out one thing I've learned is that ghouls are tougher than I thought.
Yeah.
Not even if they. I mean, even if they don't hit you, they're tougher than I thought. I mean, guys, drop this thing.
Well,
They have.
if they're not doing enough damage in the round, yeah, they can last. I mean, look at what happened in, Hammers of the Duchy. You guys went up against Ghouls, which are part Ghoul. And
Right.
it took you guys like 4 rounds to take them out. But they were only like 2+1 hit die creatures,
Yeah,
I mean, they
that's
hard-
got troll blood.
Yeah, troll. Yeah, part Ghoul, part Troll. Yeah.
One of them got lucky and hit him a couple of times. I'm saying one or two of the ghouls got lucky and hit them, but they all made their saves for paralyzation. But at the same time, it's like, guys, you've been fighting this thing for 5 frickin' turns.
What?
Drop them already.
Well, you know what? Were they actually trying to take out one at a time, or were they trying to fight them all at once? That's the question.
Give me that again.
Were they actually using teamwork and trying to take them out one by one, or were they just?
Oh
trying
yeah,
to fight them all at once?
it was two ghouls and 3 skeletons. The skeletons immediately got turned.
Of course.
Ring of the Necromancer. Thank you,
That's what you
Full On.
want. 980, Page 982, Book 3.
Awesome.
Thank you very much. Folks, going to the convention. You didn't hear this.
They won't.
but
They won't hear it by
Well,
the time the convention rolls around.
That's
This
true.
lets you know the baseline of what it is you're talking about, because it has only uses like that when it's in the hands of the right kind of people.
Mhm.
True. Well, this is kind of a generic thing. The guy who makes the zombies gave it to him. They have a guy who makes zombies who's based on Dr. Facilier from the
Well, you
Princess
could probably
of
find
Prague.
that if you go look in your Eberron books then.
So at the edge of the forest, there's this shack where they got garlic and all this other stuff, and he gave one of the guys a control zombie because he makes zombies. And I was trying to get the zombies back to the zombies pre-Romero, where they're undead,
Yeah.
where you raise them in a ceremony, hoodoo and Haitian and all that. This guy was Haitian
Mhm.
and all that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
So
Welcome on down to the base. We're going to have a wonderful time. Go bring your dead friends. We're going to put them back to work for you, right, man.
he was like, "What do you want from me, man?" I said, "Watch at the convention. Somebody's going to say I'm racist."
Oh, you're trying to do
Yeah.
Jeffrey okay,
Jeffrey Holder.
Jeffrey Holder, yeah. I almost
Yeah.
said Jeffrey Tambor. That's a different one.
Hey now.
Hey now.
Hey now.
You should Netflix the American Horror Story Coven.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, watch that. I
American
saw
Horror
a few
Story
minutes of
Coven.
that.
Hook up with that. That will set you on the right path if you want to have a hoodoo voodoo zombie control dude.
I've
It's
got
about Go ahead.
No, I got a couple of good movies to watch. 1, White Zombie, and 2, I Walked with a Zombie from Val Lewton, which is really good for that. Like, we're killing the chicken and dancing around type of thing. What were you saying, Corey?
Oh, the American Horror Story Coven's about a coven of witches in Louisiana who they have been long-standing rivals with the Voodoo Queen of Louisiana, and it gets big time drama up in there. Yeah, it's really good.
Okay. Well, anyway, that's me. So let's go on to some emails.
Okay, we can do that.
So how many they say who want to be on that new show?
3.
We've got to get that show. Folks, it's coming. Believe me.
Yeah,
After
yeah.
the convention, I'm going to be devoting my time to getting Corey's dream up.
Well, speaking of Corey's dream,
What are you
we'll have-
talking about?
Your brainstorm.
Yeah, doing an actual show. The funny thing is, we are actually doing a brainstorm tonight.
Well, we got to keep it alive.
Well, of course. We can't,
You must keep the brains alive, master.
What was
He
the
does
name
such a
on the
good one.
jar? Abby. Abby something. Abby what? Abby normal.
What are you doing with an abnormal brain? I don't know, Brian. What are we doing with an abnormal
Oh my
brain?
God, stop. You're making my brain hurt. Anyway, so.
Give the.
Oh, God.
Enough.
Okay, emails, please.
Yeah.
Okay. This one is from.
Lay him
Oh
on me.
boy, this is from Corey's favorite emailer, DM Doug. Okay, he says, "Hello, THACOians." Oh boy, that's an interesting word to pronounce.
Well, it's better than sodomites, which we get.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Some people say sodomites, yes.
Some nights, the sleeping people.
God, I feel bad for you guys. Anyway, he says, "It is a pleasure to write into you guys again, and let me say that the recent rapid fire output of more shows has been awesome." This was back in January when we were putting out one a week. I did have a few questions, so if you care to indulge me. He has 3 questions. Okay, first, your discussion about magic users taking spells and making them more unique in their appearance and style was very interesting. I was left wondering how you would implement it, though. Would it be something addressed during character creation? Could they add their flavor to a spell each time they learn a new one? Would you make them have to research and quest to alter the spell? For example, if my level 1 magic user took magic missile, could he start it with a projectile fire? Oh my God. I have to read this as written. This is not me improvising, folks. This is as written. For example, if my level 1 magic user took magic missile, could he start it with a projectile being fired from his ass in the shape of a kitten? Or does he have to spend time researching or creating it? If he had to roleplay researching it, how long would you make it? After all, it's still a very basic spell.
Oh no,
Okay.
I would let him suffer the consequences of, no, you studied the spell this way, you customized the spell this way, when you got out of Magic Academy, you will, from now and forevermore, cast Magic Missile in the shape of a kitten from your buttocks. Fire when ready, Grizzly.
Oh.
Even better would be when the other wizard of another player goes, "Hey, dude, you have Magic Missile? I'd like to copy it into my spell book." Yeah, let me explain to you how to fucking
It's
work.
a little different.
How? Yeah.
Oh, my God. I don't even believe this. But I take his point, but okay. To answer his question, let's see. Now, if it was addressed during character creation, that would be if he said, "Hey, Brian, I have this idea for this kind of magic user. You know, what he
Ass
does."
Blaster Kitty wizard. Okay.
Ass Blaster Kid. That sounds like an anime show.
It's like from Tremors, okay?
Yeah, oh God, yeah. There's a thought.
Perfect Girl Ass Blaster Kitty. I can see it now.
Oh God. Anyway, if he came up with an idea for a mage, and I'm not using Ass Blaster Kitty as an example, but if he came up with a concept and I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. Like if he wanted to use all cold spells, but make the equivalent of the spells in the book, but make them cold based, I'd be like, all right, that's cool. We can do that.
That's the way it's supposed to be done. You do it that way, especially if it's going to be something that has no game effect whatsoever, and it's just going to be, I'm going to be the red mage. All my spells are red. Cool.
Yeah, for sure.
No effect whatsoever, just do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to be the cold mage. All my spells are cold. Okay, we'll tweak that with a little bit of pre-game awareness of what all the tweaks are going to be. You're going to have a slight game effect, but it's not going to change the die code or anything like that.
Right.
It's going to be the basic effect of the spell. Dice-wise is the same. Concept-wise, slight change. Okay, so something that's cold resistant will take no damage from your magic missiles.
Yeah.
Or they could even still take damage from the magic missiles because they could come as a icy projectile that is just stabbing the hell out of them.
Right. That was that article in Dragon Magazine I was talking about, flavoring your magic. But yeah. Now, if he really, really wanted to make a magic missile type spell where kitties flew out of his butt, then yeah, he'd have to research it.
What if he made a mistake when he researched it in monkeys instead?
Then he has to live with it. Either that or
flying monkeys.
Yeah, flying monkeys out of his butt.
That's Mel's acid monkeys.
Because he was on acid when he made that spell. Anyway.
Elf's minute mushroom heads.
Oh God. Yikes. Anyway, on to his next question. Next, listening to the show has inspired me to DM my own game for the first time in ages. Congratulations.
Huzzah.
Needless to say,
Beware of the fly ass blaster kiddies. Let's go for it.
God. Oh, the images.
This is going to be Infilon's next game. I can see it.
Needless to say, I'm going to take a lot of the ideas you guys have shared and use them. That's why we make this show. While planning out my game, I started to think about.
It was just to get drunk and talk about D&D.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Well, 2 out of 4 anyway. While planning out my game, I started to think about how to handle gifted characters. Okay, this is interesting. DMing a max strength character is one thing. How do you handle the exceptionally intelligent and or wise characters? No offense to any player, but I am not sure that everyone who plays this game is a genius. I know I'm not. So how do you account for characters who are so smart? Do you give them more information than the others? Do you give them a hint when they come up with a really dumb plan which no genius would ever think would work?
You give them pluses to their intelligence roll.
Give them opportunities to be able to make intelligence rolls, to figure things out, especially when it comes to the clues that, you give the one dude a chance to just bend bars, lift gates, and bust the door down. Mm-hmm. The other guy, you get the chance to actually figure out what's inside the pages of the book that Strong Guy just ripped open for you. Okay? He rips open the locked book, you figure out the pages of the book you're not supposed to read, then you go deal with the demons you just summoned.
Yeah, exactly.
By reading the book. Smart guy.
The whole point of stats and rolling with stats, roll your intelligence and strength, whatever, is because people aren't Sherlock Holmes.
It's true.
People aren't Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Nope.
People aren't Spider-Man dexterity-wise.
Nope.
Okay? Mm-hmm. That's why you have stats. That's what they're there for, to take up the slack. So a dumb person can play a smart person, okay?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, that came up, that comes up in game all the time where it's like your character has an 18 intelligence, which is super genius level. Super genius.
Super genius.
Yes, I had to do it. I like the way that rolls out. Anyway, that's the whole thing, because players won't think of something that their characters would, and if the player even goes so far as to tell me that he's going to think about whatever dilemma it is that he's presented with, I'll be like, okay, make an intelligence check. And, depending on how much he makes it by is the level of information I will give him.
Exactly.
That's also why in my games I often have the house rule of I give the intelligence modifier to languages, I give that as bonus non-weapon proficiency skill slots.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Turn the intelligent character into a skill monkey, especially an intelligence skill monkey, so they can be the font of knowledge and be able to make checks to figure out the ancient language, the weird-ass religion, the strange spellcraft, whatever it is that they had to do. And they can do that based off of wisdom. They can do that based off intelligence. Whatever the stats are that the, hey, y'all, we gonna get us some magic on here. Guy may not have the highest charisma in person, but he's going to be a silver-tongued devil if he's going to be a blue-eyed white devil with his charisma if it's all up in there. So use it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Anyway,
instead of playing the foosball, he can just put a foot in it.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's the whole thing. When it comes to those high stats, that's what it's there for. It's raining. If you get yourself soaked, you're probably going to make yourself sick. You better come in out of the rain. That's why you have a wisdom of 15, But yeah, that's what those stats are there for. Like Glenn said, I completely agree with what he said. I'm in Full-On's camp as well. It's like that's the reason why, I took those as soon as I read the Complete Fighter's Handbook, which suggested taking the language slots, the additional languages for high intelligence, and putting them into weapon and non-weapon proficiencies. I'm like, yeah, sure. Yeah, smart characters are going to know more things than average character, intelligence characters. So sure. Yeah.
And but you got to do the other side of the coin too, because people can get ridiculous about that. It doesn't replace role playing.
No, absolutely not. No. Can't say what I was going to say. We don't edition bash here. I almost did it, but I won't. But no, I'll leave it alone. Okay,
it's not the edition, it's the people who play it.
Yes, you're right. Okay, lastly, let me express my heartbreak. Oh boy, here you go, Corey. This is for you. DM Crybaby Pants, true to his word, returned to Unseen Servant, started a new game, and then vanished. I was planning on letting my nerd rage fly when I heard in the last episode that he's seeing a new lady friend. Oh yeah. You should see how much he posts on Facebook about that.
Shut up, Brian.
Dude, I love you like a brother, Corey, but damn. Anyway, just joshing you, man. Just joshing you. That explains the disappearance and is a good reason to not have time to run another game. I'm disappointed since Corey's other games were quite good, but to show there are no hard feelings, I invite Corey to join the game I am running on Unseen Servant and get to play instead of DMing all the time. One disclaimer. You create a Kender, you will watch the Kender die.
Fine. A gnomish illusionist.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right.
That's it. Thanks, guys.
Challenge accepted.
Challenge.
Tell him to run a Star Wars game so I can show him how you play a Gungan.
How you play a Gungan.
I am casting magic missiles.
No, I'm going
Oh God, people are. You know what? We are definitely going to have to put this on YouTube or something, because people are missing like 1/3 of the humor.
On the left hand, it's the forked lightning bolt.
Is that what that is? No, that's called shocking grasp. The shocker.
That takes both hands.
Yeah, I was gonna say it.
Here's my magic missile.
Oh, nice.
But anyway, that was Doug.
Thanks, Doug. And you know what? I will come to Unseen Servant this week if I get some free time over at work. Yeah, we'll definitely hook up.
It'll make a chaotic neutral paladin for you. How about that?
Yeah, make that Tantra. Absolutely. Go for it. Okay.
I want to see a crazy paladin.
Doug, the thing to do with those exceptional stats, especially the intelligence and wisdom stats, is use the stat modifiers and effects for what they are used for. They can make the wizard research. They can make the intelligence checks. They can make the strange skill checks, whether you're using skills or you're just using stats to make checks. They get more information about things if they think to ask, or if you choose to inflict it on him because players don't.
Yep, and see, that's the other problem that players have, is that sometimes they get so caught up in the game and whatever's going on that they forget to ask basic questions. I don't have that problem with you guys because, like I said, we're all 25-plus year gaming veterans, so we've seen almost all of it.
What'd he say?
It was a pair of mating Tarrasques. I disbelieve.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Next.
It's not only destructive, but you really don't want to see that.
No, you don't want to see that.
You don't have enough brain bleach to wash that out of your mind. Mm-hmm. Okay, what do we got for next, Steez?
Okay, this one is.
I made a new word up. Hey,
what's that?
I made up a rules lawyering on a DM. He forgot that Tarrasques only appear one at a time. He literally wanted to put multiple Tarrasques into the engagement.
Oh,
nice.
Goodness. Anyway, okay, this next email is from Robin Sneak.
This is full on playing D&D.
People can't see that, Glenn.
I know that. That's your job as editor to cut it.
No, it ain't. Not yet. Not yet. Okay, this is from Robin Sneak. This was sent quite a while ago. So.
Wait, Rob and Sneak, like two abilities.
Robin is in Robin Hood and Sneak, Sneek.
That's pretty a cool name.
Yeah, actually.
What's your name? Robin Sneak. No, that's what you do. What is your name? Rob and Sneak.
Exactly. Okay.
A lot of thieves are going to get named that now.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And well, they should.
Talk about watch him die. Anyway, he says, I listened to podcast 22. And I still hope you still take emails on old podcasts. Yeah, this was This was a long time ago. He's talking about the Helmed Horror we reviewed. Okay, my idea for using the Helmed Horror would be to use it as a serial killer in a large urban high fantasy environment such as Waterdeep.
Ooh.
Yeah, I like the idea already. By day it would By day it would presumably guard a prominent temple, preferably from the goddess of love. By night it would send perfumed love letters and poems to various ladies of high and low birth until they agree to meet it at a secluded location, where it inevitably butchers them in a rage as they recall in horror at its true nature. It is a thing of beauty made of gold and other delicate alloys, with a skin of gem-studded plate mail and a helmet forged to look like an adolescent youth of almost painful beauty. Its voice is angelic and perpetually sad. When it is discovered, it begs for death. I don't know if that is a style you guys run your Forgotten Realms adventures or even your regular adventures in, but if you want to use a helmed hoarder as something other than a thing that sits in a temple and murders people...
I don't really care for angst, but if a helmed hoarder wants to use it to kill people, I'm all for it.
Yeah, that's one hell of a way for for a party to have a little mini adventure in town. Yeah, for sure. Really enjoying your podcast.
Was the helmed hoarder originally named Marvin?
Oh, God. The paranoid android. Yes. Really enjoying your podcast as they help me rekindle my love for Basic and my first D&D ever, 2nd edition AD&D. Best, Robin.
Thank you, Robin. Well,
hey, Robin.
Thank you very much for that. That gives us some fodder.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Got any more?
He's got another one.
Oh, he's got...
Yeah, he's got a second one. He sent this
All right.
A week after the first one. Hello, Thankless Hammer. I've been happily going through your old archive ever since I discovered your podcast by listening to Save or Die, and have stopped listening to Splatbook 23 in order to bring you the information that you very probably already know. The deadliest adventure, bar none, for high-level characters, the Tomb of Horror for 2nd edition, is not a Paladin in Hell or Baba Yaga's Hut. It is Return to the Tomb of Horrors. Get it. Get the box set. Gaze upon its hyperbolic, ultra-deadly splendor. It makes Tomb of Horrors look positively simple. Yeah, I tend to agree. I've skimmed through it. There is, of course, a very big chance you've already discovered this for yourselves and I'm living in the past, but this is a risk I'm willing to take, loving the show. Robin.
He's taking a risk loving the show, it sounds like.
I've skimmed, hey, yeah. It's too late for him now. That was 60 splat books ago. I've skimmed through Return to the Tomb of Horrors, and yeah, it's really, really difficult, deadly. It takes what the original Tomb of Horrors was, which was, by Gary Gygax's own words, was a PC killer. And takes it and puts it on a whole nother level.
That's before the PCs go after each other.
Yeah, DM is only lucky if that happens. But
well, it's what happens. He went crazy. We put him in a little resilient sphere. We rolled him off of the cliff into the pit. He was dangerous. We got rid of him.
Yeah.
Wow. But
yet another place for the murder hole. Anyway.
Yeah, for sure. That's the murder hole will be the first room in that place. At some point, I'll put that up for getting out of Dodge or 99% because it does need to be reviewed. But I mean, I've only skimmed it. I haven't gone into depth about it, but it's fairly deadly. But I've read Paladin in Hell, and I've read Baba Yaga's Hut, and anything over level 10 is going to be deadly. For sure.
Baba Yaga's Hut is
I'm going to arrange to get you guys sent these, which are the 11 by 17 photocopies of the map to the murder hole, so you can actually run it if you've got it on digits.
Wow. Nice.
You sent us.
I have to re-get it because my hard drive.
Sent us all the stuff. I still have it.
Well, this is the map.
Wow.
So that you can actually use it.
Oh, wow.
There's nothing wrong with using the murder hole by itself, too.
Oh. No. Yeah, it's standalone, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, one of these days
you guys are walking down the trail and you fall in a hole.
It's not that kind of hole.
Before we close
Before
we close the email section, can I do a shout out and a call out? We also have that other call out we have to do too. But a friend of mine by the name of Eric Scott DeBye just got a book published at the beginning of his series. It's called Shadow of the Winter King. It's book 1 of a series. You can find it on Amazon and stuff. I suggest you guys go out there, pick it up. It's an awesome book, and download it if you want digital. But you'll find on the third page, and I believe there's a certain map that a certain THACO's Hammer podcast host drew that is now in the public.
Julie?
No, his name is Corey. Drew.
Oh, okay.
So subtle, but yeah.
Yeah, pick it up. It's
But
a good
that's
book.
okay.
You'll like it.
That's okay. Corey, by the way, the minis I sent you, you painted. Have you got pictures of those up anywhere?
No, but as soon as I'm done here tonight, I'll get some pictures and I'll put them up for you.
Because
We'll
Mr.
get those-
Evans wanted to know where the pictures were put up, but I couldn't tell him because I didn't know.
Yeah, I'll get pictures put up with the new phone and stuff. I got a better camera, so we'll take some pictures.
Facebook or anything will do.
You got it,
Anyway,
Holmes.
UK. Okay, if you guys want to write us, brickbats, whatever, rag on Corey, full. No, you wouldn't want to rag on full on. That's not good. But we're at thacoshammer@gmail.com. We also have a phone number, too, somewhere.
405-806-0555.
Holding your headset like you're
Like
Yeah, putting a little emotion into it. Yeah.
He's holding it like, no, you press the button called start.
He is help desk.
Yes, he is. Let's go from help desk. Let's go into magic fingers.
The White Wizard approaches.
There's no such thing as magic.
You always were a better magician. Who doesn't know that? But whatever your secret was, you have to agree. Mine is better.
Magic
Magic fingers. Okay, we're going to do some spheres today. Actually, there's
schools.
There's schools. Thank you. You wrote sphere.
We're going to school you.
I did.
We're going to school you.
Yeah,
we're going to school you on the invocation/evocation school.
Yep.
You want things that go boom? This is the school for you.
Oh,
I am evoker.
For sure.
I am Cornholio.
Boom, zap.
So I figured Cornholio. Ooh, nice. I figured Cornholio would probably be an invocation mage.
Yeah, just don't be.
I mean, fireballs from my bunghole.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So we've got a lot of good stuff. This is where you're going to find your basic fireball.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that has to do with fire, your basic acid stuff.
Ice.
Ice.
Mm-hmm.
And why am I drooling when I'm reading this?
Channeling
why do you
magical
think
energy
that
to create effects and materials.
Exactly.
Yes. You got some big beast spells in here. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Your basic magic missile, chromatic orb, Corey. Yeah.
Yeah, that's for you, Corey.
Yes. I was wondering where lightning bolt is. There it is.
Yep, third level. But when you're thinking when you're talking about the actual specialist mages, I mean, almost all the ones that I've run as a DM, they take alteration because that has the greatest number of spells. You don't lose quite as much for being a specialist mage as with other ones, but right behind it is the invoker.
That's right.
And yeah, the invoker, you would think it would be almost all offensive spells, but that's not the case. I mean, it's not quite as well-rounded as your general mage or your alteration mage.
That's right.
But fireball is very round.
Yeah, until it goes boom. This is true. Flaming sphere is round, yes. But there is a nice selection of spells, and it's not all offensive. It's, I'd say, probably 70% offensive spells. But
There's
you
a couple
have
useful ones in there. There's your sending. There's your dream.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got force cage.
Incendiary cloud.
Yes.
It's offensive.
Very
but,
much fun.
Yeah.
But
demand.
Yep.
Binding.
Yep.
This is throwing it down on something from somewhere.
Yep, from somewhere. It's true.
So can you whip an Ototuk's freezing sphere on somebody's head?
Yes, you could.
Oh boy.
We had that question in trivia not too long ago.
That's true.
Gunther's kaleidoscopic strike, Mr. Chromatic fanboy.
And
yep.
And the ever popular wall of fog.
Yeah. Not
So
many
you've got
people use that one, but yeah.
Hey, Dimensional Blade.
Yep.
I've
Get
seen
those ethereal critters, all those undead that don't want to quite be here.
That's
We'll
right.
fix that.
Or those
you know-
undead-like creatures that I just pulled on my characters who sat there and wasted a whole bunch of turn undead, and the paladin tried to turn undead, and then they found out, oh wait, why do they have silver blades that are dripping ash? Oh wait, they look undead. Oh wait, they're Githyanki. Corey! I said they're undead looking. That's all I said. You guys went off on a tangent.
Curse you, Corey!
Damn you!
You know, funny about
shaking
Wall
your
of
fist
Fog.
at you.
Funny about Wall of Fog, that seems to be the spell most used by DMs for monsters and stuff.
Yeah, players don't hardly ever use it. They'll go with like Wall of
We
Fire.
don't run.
You know why? You know why?
Run.
Because
We don't run.
Yeah. Most
Yeah.
of well, some some do, some don't.
I like
I mean,
Wall
nobody
of-
wants.
Wall
No,
of
it seems
Iron.
like nobody wants to use Wall of Fog because the other players are going, dude, don't do that. We can't see through it either.
Yeah.
yeah, pretty much. You know, I mean, but yeah, they'll use Wall of Fire, they'll use Wall of Ice, you know, they'll use Wall of Force, Wall of Iron, Wall of Stone.
And
You know.
dig. Ooh, dig.
We've actually
Yeah,
used
oh God,
Wall of
we had
Fog.
yeah.
Wall of Fog, we have actually bent down and used and done some creative things with, both in the, at least dividing the enemy field up thing, or if we needed to make sure that, things didn't go boom prematurely by snuffing out the open flame sources.
Yeah, and if you want to snuff out some flame sources, use Wall of Water.
Okay.
Third level spell. So
Something's getting me here. Hang on.
what's the matter?
No, just something I got to look up real quick.
Okay.
I've got spells and magic open right now, but
I mean, and this is one of the reasons why I love spells and magic so much, because it added a ton of spells. Additional spells. You use Player's Handbook and Tome of Magic and this, yeah. But
now that's a nice spell.
What's that?
Lance of Disruption.
Yes.
Yes.
Lance of Disruption is a wonderful spell.
I used to have a PDF. No, it was an Excel spreadsheet.
Okay.
Of all the spells, and each of the tabs were different, like spell separated by school, spell separated by level, spell separated by... What?
If you ever find it, I would like it. Send it to me.
Right? Yes, please.
For sure.
Let me look for it.
I do. All I have is like Echo Hawk's spreadsheet of monsters, which like every single monster from where it came from, what edition, and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, that has come in so handy.
I believe it for sure.
Yeah.
Let's see. You got stuff like a classic like Mordenkainen's sword.
And Stinking Cloud. Yeah, Mordenkainen. Like I said, Tensor's Transformation, which I was surprised.
Yes. Yeah. You want your mage to be He-Man? Yeah. Tensor's Transformation.
Right.
That's
And
exactly what it is.
You want your Disintegrate spell to do an area of effect damage at the point of origin? Tensor's Destructive Resonance.
Mm-hmm.
Booyah.
Yes. Yeah. And they got the Limited Wish in here.
Yeah, Limited Wish is a 7th level invocation spell.
What is the Full Wish?
Full Wish, I think, is Alteration.
Okay.
Let me look it up. I'll look it up while we're talking, but yeah, I think...
It's nothing. It's what the DM wants to do with it is what it is.
Yeah, when you're talking 9th level spells, that is for sure.
And one that is so... it's like it should be in every wizard's book, Contingency.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that is a spell that a lot of people who play mages, they tend to overlook it, but that spell can save your life in certain situations.
In my basic game, we had one guy who played a mage who always had a... what's that spell that will send you home?
Word of Recall?
Yeah, he always had a word of recall because he said, "Guys, if stuff goes down and we're going to lose and I'm going to die, see ya,
bye,
bye." Exactly.
Yep.
Always had a word of recall. Mm-hmm. And that contingency's good for something like that too. Not just teleporting you, but like other stuff.
Yeah. I mean,
fireball goes off if he touches the hilt of my staff.
And the funny part is that I didn't really start using, or at least knowing to use that spell until I actually started reading game stats on like Elminster and like the big movers and shakers in Forgotten Realms, and even in Greyhawk.
How they get not dead all the time.
Yeah, that's true. They have like clones, clones in storage waiting for them in case they die. Oh, by the way, with the conjuration spell, I didn't think it was, but it is.
It is.
Yep.
My favorite evoker was Saturnine. Was my evoker wizard who walked around and he kept claiming that he was Agonazar's long lost descendant, so he always had Agonazar's Scorcher, and that's ran around with Agonazar. That's my great grandfather's.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Grandpappy.
That's one of my.
Us a spell.
Some of the names here I don't know them because I don't have the Tome of Magic, but Hatch the Stone from the Egg.
Yes. Yeah.
What's that all about?
Let me look. Oh, you know what?
Oh, and Gunther's
I'm holding up my cell phone. I'm going to look it up using my little app here.
It's from the Tome of Magic.
It is? Well,
yes.
Let me see. Let me just check.
If I had my
That's a 7th level spell, correct?
A wizard spell compendium handy. Yeah, that is a 7th.
Okay.
Just 7th level spell. And here's one that sounds good for Corey. Gunther's Kaleidoscopic Strike.
Yep.
I just mentioned it.
Yes, he did.
I like Circle of Flame. That way I can just sing Johnny Cash. Down, down.
I would throw. I am the god of hellfire, and I bring you
fire.
Yeah.
How about Combine?
Combine.
Persistence is another good one. It's the higher level version of Contingency. It lets you throw more up to 6th level spells into standby.
Yeah.
Oh, get this, Glenn. Hatch the Stone from the Egg is for when the wizard wants to create a Philosopher's Stone.
And then send it to a college where Harry Potter will be, or what?
Something. Basically, it's you enchant you make a mixture, special mixture, enchant it with enchant an item, hatch the stone from the egg, and then you cast permanency on it. That's how you create a Philosopher's Egg.
That mixture, it must have something to do with guano or dung. Everything usually has something to do with guano or dung.
Well, only if you're going to blow things up, Glenn.
That's true. Well, they give it to full on then.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think full on characters carry around a lot of dung so they can blow stuff up?
Mm-hmm.
No, wait a minute. They don't use black powder. I'm sorry.
No, they don't. Not in my game, anyway.
Yes, Chain Contingency sounds like a fun spell. Mm-hmm. What have you guys done as far as like evocation and invocation, evocative? Yeah. Thank you, Porky.
Well, now that you mention it, in Hammers of the Duchy, your magical NPC, that's what he is.
That's right.
Yep. And he's
on occasion, a very, very rare occasion.
Hey, he's smart. He preserves his spells for when you need it, when you actually need it, instead of just blowing his wad all the time magically.
So to speak.
Yes.
So to speak. Yes. Thank you very much. I just wonder if you used some of the more unusual ones in here.
I've used like Acid Storm because the first time I actually ran across it was in Dragon Magazine before they, made it an official spell for the game.
Uh-huh.
I've used almost all the Big Beast spells at one point or another.
Really?
I mean, the newer spells not so much because I haven't run into a lot of high-level gameplay either running or playing in. So, I've never, had the chance to say, oh, yeah, I want to use, I want to create a Philosopher's Stone or, I want to, cast Acid Storm and stuff like that. So, yeah, I haven't had the chance, but I would love to. I'm just trying to think about how long our game would have to last before you guys got up that high.
I don't even want to think about it. Now, Mordenkainen's force missiles are a nice higher level replacement for magic missiles.
Yes, they are. Mm-hmm.
Do they automatically hit too?
Yes, they do. You don't get as many because, it's what? Mordenkainen's force missiles is what?
Yeah, it's a fourth level spell.
Yeah, 4th level spell, so you only get one, but it's I think it's every...
More bang for your buck.
Oh, yeah, they do more damage, they're able to do more things, for sure.
Yeah.
But the one spell that, I've always liked to use is Incendiary Cloud.
Yeah. Sorry.
We're rocking
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Well, here's a couple other interesting defensive ones that you could think of, like Gamelon's Fiery Backlash is an evocation spell.
That's evil.
Where you throw it on somebody, which causes any fire-based spell that they generate to make them the center of the area of effect.
Ooh. That's pretty evil.
What was that called again?
Gamelon's Fiery Backlash. It's a third level enchantment charm or evocation spell.
I want in basic.
Is that in?
You want to know where it came from? Do you really want to know where it came from?
Where?
It finds its origins in Wild Space because fire-based combat is a highly regarded form of combat in Spelljammer. So this wizard came up with a way to stop it at the source by making them explode first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, nice. Good thing Corey went.
Or if you like to play with the Seven Sisters, their apprentices select harpers and an occasional geometer, rare or very rare, Galanthar's Gnostic Chain.
Which is?
On the round after a Gnostic Chain is cast, it affects the chosen target. They're forced to cast only spells at the same level as the last spell cast before the chain formed.
What? Okay, wait a minute. Say that again.
Bind someone into being only able to cast spells of the same level as the last spell they just cast.
Oh,
so those wizards who like to bust their load with that 6 to 9 round burst magic missile,
yeah,
hit them with this immediately after that, and then all they get to cast are first level spells.
I like it.
Wow.
Now, that might be a whole lot of them, and they can get very creative how they use them, but hey.
Wow. Folks, there's a lot of stuff here. If you want to tell us about it, THACOshammer@gmail.com. You know, I never make that mistake. I never say the save or die email here.
Don't jinx yourself.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, but
I've done plenty of like saying THACO's Hammer at the other one. Anyway, they're used to that anyway. Yeah. So let's move on to Loaded for Bear.
What the hell's wrong with you? Put your gear on. I said put your gear on.
I'd like to keep this handy for close encounters.
I heard that.
What do you do, sleep with that thing on your pillow?
I would if I slept.
I say we take off and nuke the entire site from orbit. It's the only way to be sure.
Loaded for Bear.
Loaded for Bear, Specialist Gear Wizard. Wizard is kind of a high maintenance guy. Wizard can be kind of a high maintenance guy.
Okay.
He needs a lot of stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I'm not talking about, going on a journey or something like that. But usually in his base, he needs a lot of stuff, books and phylacteries and spell books and components and things like that. Yep. So we're talking about specialist gear just for the wizard and magic user here. So
Trapper Keeper.
Trapper Keeper. That's the okay. Or those essay books.
Oh yeah, the black and white essay books.
Yeah, as I'm frantically looking for my Auroras. What do you got? What are you looking at, Fullon?
Oh, I'm looking at the Volo's Guide to All Things Magical as a resource to reference if you want, aside from the actually built magic items and stuff that they have in here. They have an in-detail breakdown of pretty much every material, gemstone, raw material, wood, metal, or otherwise, that you could use and what it would be magically useful for in the ways of crafting this, that, or the other. They have
putting a ruby on the top
pages of it. Also the cuts. They have a demonstration of the various cuts of gemstone.
Very nice.
Wow.
They have the raw materials of what they're used for, whether it's like the type, what each of the type of stones are magically purported to be attuned to and beneficial for the casting of.
Okay.
With some benefits that you could get for augmenting spells with particular items over just generic items.
Awesome book.
Yes.
They have the breakdown of the various metals, what they do for you, and what they cause or cost in the way of crafting your things, whether it's gold, silver, copper, dark steel, Hizagur.
Mithril.
Yes.
Mithril shit.
Adamantite.
Let's see, I'm looking at my Auroras and looking up Wizard's Laboratory. The usual stuff like alembics and astrolabes and aprons. Do not forget the aprons. I love they also make a special leather apron with an attached beard pocketed hood to protect decades of hair growth.
Oh, yes.
Which I thought was kind of cool. I mean, we're talking like balance bellows, stuff you don't think about that are there in the games. And, you know, every once in a while you get a player character, oh, I want such and such and such and such and such and such. How much is that?
Yeah, then you got...
Aurora's got it.
Aurora's got it.
Yep. How many gold do you have? 35. It costs 37 gold. Sorry, you can't have it. Let's move on.
You know, and Aurora's also has a nice comprehensive components list.
That's right.
You know, and it's not complete, but it's pretty close.
If you like borrowing things from other editions or sister editions, you could go into your handy-dandy 4th edition Hackmaster rules to get not only all of the gadgets and widgets that you can see from the pages of the Mages of the Volo's Guide to All Things Magical for non-material components, but every single critter in the monster compendiums of Hackmaster has a sub-chapter at the very paragraph at the bottom, which is what they're made of material components.
Oh, you know what?
When you gut them, skin them, and hoard them for parts.
If you want to go that way.
That's good for 1st edition, 2nd edition. I can as for basic, I can go you one better. Ready Ref Judges Guild Ready Ref sheets. It's got the same thing.
Yes.
There. A table of what parts from what monster and what you can use them for.
Yeah, which is
and that's before you start making your own.
That's right.
Like I have a handy dandy use for a mind flare head.
Yes,
you can go on a quest to get one. It's a very useful item.
What did you say, Corey?
I said, to be honest, who doesn't? Who doesn't have a use for a mind flare?
Makes a good trophy.
It makes good,
That's true.
fun conversation piece for parties.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Come here, let me eat your brain.
That can run around going, it's a trap.
It's a trap. Anyway.
Look, I'm Cthulhu. Huh? Yeah. But let's talk.
I get no respect here. Woo, 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 woo.
Rodney Dangerfield and Curly. Okay.
That
you were
was,
saying
but
that was
like,
Zoidberg. Thank you very much.
Aurora's is a little easier to find, in my opinion, than Volo's Guide, but either one is good.
But I will warn you, Aurora's tends to be expensive because they didn't make a lot of them.
I paid $5 for mine.
You got lucky.
I got one that's
this copy right here.
Yeah.
This copy right here I'm showing on the camera, $45 on eBay.
This is one I bought when it originally came out. I have a second copy I bought for $5.
Wow.
And
lucky.
I paid the list price, which was $15.
Yes, I use Aurora Realms catalog as the Adventures Outfitters outlet store throughout the realms.
Oh yes, yes,
absolutely. For sure, Aurora's got. Hey, it even says so in the thing. Aurora's got stores all over the place.
What?
And now they're in competition with the Red Wizards of Thay.
Yeah.
Anyway, you gotta buy it now for $10 online.
There you go.
You gotta remember there weren't a lot of places that had this thing that I was looking at. I mean, there was only like one great gaming store when I lived in Orlando, and it was a fairly good one, but even they didn't have it, so I had to go further afield to get it.
Okay.
It was this and the Minothrag guilds that made me stop buying stuff off of eBay.
I'm still looking for Minothrag guilds. I just missed one by 10 minutes.
When I paid $75 for mine.
I'm about to when I get to the convention.
Why do you think that I go with PDFs now, Glenn? I can't afford it.
Well, that would be fine and dandy. I do have all the PDFs, but all of a sudden I got a lump of almost complete gazetteers. You think I want to complete it? You bet.
Oh yeah, God.
Yeah.
I don't even want to go there, but we're getting off track.
Yeah. Anyway, wizard supplies.
Yes, wizard supplies.
Now, how do you work it in your game with like wizards going out or wizards wanting to set up shop, and the basic I go over to the store and see what they got type of thing.
Well, it doesn't really come into my games until my players usually reach 9th or 10th level, and they decide to build a tower. They decide to build a stronghold, and then all of a sudden they need tons of materials to conduct spell research and all this other stuff. And I'm like, okay, when you guys build your stronghold, and usually it's a collaborative effort through all the PCs. So it's like the fighter has his floor, the cleric has his floor complete with an altar to his god, the thief has his floor complete with training equipment to keep his skills sharp and to teach others, and the wizard of course has his own little secluded area. So okay, and that's one of the other reasons why I bought Aurora's is like, okay, here you want to be able to have a full working laboratory where you can create spells and or research spells and create magic items. Here,
exactly.
Total it out. Give me a number if you got the gold pieces, and we'll worry about the logistics later. Just give me a list of what you want, and we'll go from there.
Corey,
what?
You ever have players ask for something like really wackadoodle as far as wizards go, as far as like equipment?
I had one ask me for he paid a gnomish tinker to create him a walking portable desktop that literally attached to his belt and had harnesses like a backwards backpack, and literally laid out flat in front of him, like down at waist level, so he could walk while writing spells.
Really?
Yeah.
And did he actually do it?
No.
I was gonna say.
No.
Wow.
He's like, yeah, I can just chop you up a desk and put some leather straps on it, and you can put it on your shoulders. Give me 75 gold for the desk. I don't have it right now.
Well.
Oh, well, sorry.
That's why you got to go out and...
Totally would have charged him 35 gold for it and just say, okay, I snatched this from the vendors at the Coliseum who were throwing snack packs out to the crowd for coppers, and I'm selling it to you for 35 gold. And you can walk along and have a sorting tray for all your spell components right in your lap. Don't spill it.
There you go.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Good.
Well, he ended a previous campaign with a high-level wizard that had a magical box that floated beside him that had an invisible imp that wrote out spells from his other DM. And he was trying to duplicate that, and I'm like, wow. That's not coming and happening.
No.
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 But in other more serious note, that's about the whole stronghold, that's about the camp, that's about the fortress, but what about what the mage packs on his person? Okay, right. That's where he gets into where he's going to start having the robe of many pockets, the cloak that has pouches, the bandolier of material components. These are useful categorical things. They don't even have to be magical things that the wizard can and should have. Mm-hmm. And that's not even getting into the traveling spell books, the mechanical spell books, the super ink, spell books,
the quills.
Or for the poor first level wizard, I always offer a fanny pack.
Yeah. Gotta have the messenger bag with just like it's got the book in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because leather says better than paper when the fire.
Oh, here's one thing I did tell you about the playtest game I did.
Oh.
From Corey's game, the god Potatoes landed in my world because the town's main crop is potatoes, and he's the god of agriculture. And the guy who played the cleric ran with it to the point where he said, "I have a holy book of potatoes, and it's a cookbook." He said all the spells are written like recipes. And there's actual
does that mean their holy water is the vodka of potatoes? Yes, it's going to be vodka.
Yes. But he's got magic missiles are under Algrotten spells or something like that. It's like, I love this. Keep going.
Just damn.
That would be hot spatters of grease that fire from his fingers.
Oh, gravy. Hot gravy.
Oh, calling upon the powers of poutine.
Jeez. Unbelievable.
I told him they had a statue of the Temple of Potatoes. It's basically Mr. Potato Head with a robe. Mm-hmm. So, anyway, we're back to wizards again.
I can see that going horribly wrong if it's a creature of many eyes.
Oh,
nice.
I would definitely drop a hidden Cthulhu mythos on that town in a heartbeat by animating the statue.
Yeah. Dude,
that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Just have the beholder suck all the eye stalks in and just kind of lay there.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a statue of my god. Nope, just kidding. How's it going?
He waits every 100 years for some sacrifice, but yes, wizardy things. Now, the tricky things is when the wizardy starts getting into their gear and they want their gear to be magical too, because the first thing they always want is the bag of holding, the hewer's handy haversack, or the extra dimensional something,
the portable
garment to carry the portable lab that they carry all their neat stuff in, and then they forget that they have that on their person at all times.
What was the name of the Marvel superhero? He was a minor hero that had that cloak that had interdimensional cloak.
Yeah, the hood.
Too.
The hood. When they saw that guy, they want that for their wizard and their thief.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean,
but
it's one of those things where, then of course, everything becomes meta at that point if they've got a portable hole or a bag of holding, because then they can start carrying all their equipment and things like that. I mean, you saw bags of holding in the what's the name, in the Lord of the Rings movies. You saw where Gygax and Artisan got all their ideas from.
Right.
May they rest in peace, but yeah, it was derivative.
Wait, what bag of holding was in Lord of the Rings?
Snarf Quest.
Oh,
yes.
Belt pouch of holding.
Yeah, exactly. And it's one of those things where once they get that, then they can just carry all their stuff with them and it's not a big deal. Now, as far as equipment goes, I mean, let's even break it down a little further, not even so much equipment or components. The weapons that they carry. Of course, they are horrible in combat. Of course, especially at low levels.
Says you.
Huh?
Says you.
I say, says me. They are horrible in combat. Unless they have a fighter level somewhere.
I know they have a problem with armor, but I do allow stuff like, I don't know, silver tips on the canes or something like that, like steel on the canes.
I always found it a misnomer to think that the problem that wizards had with armor was the metal reacting badly with their spells, but they have metal all over their rings and metal all over their trim for their robes and metal all over their staves and wands and everything else. So
stuff, yeah.
It's not an issue.
Yeah.
It's a dexterity issue, is what it is.
Well,
which is why I love me some war wizards.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, as far as like when they're in the field and they've cast their sleep spell or they've cast their magic missile, and the fighters are telling them not to get involved directly in combat because they're going to get plastered against the nearest wall. That's when you carry stuff like, let's see, caltrops, to prevent pursuit or to hinder enemies in combat if they can, have the
another thing in our game,
staff is not to be shied upon by wizardy types at any time. Beat them with a stick, a long stick preferably,
with metal on the end.
Yep. Hey, I let mages have iron shod quarter staves. They get a +2 to damage with that. The problem, problem is their THACO sucks.
You guys are freaking rookies. My wizards carry halberds. I'm already getting a terrible THACO. Who cares? I get a -4. Oh, I need a 20 at level 1. I pretty much need a 20 at level 1 anyway.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you know, wizard, any non-proficient weapons, you get a minus depending on your class. Wizards get a -4.
Dude,
They get a minus. Actually, Corey, they get a -6.
6, I know. It came to me as I was saying -4. My brain went, Psst, get that rum out of the way. Dude, it's 6. And my brain went, oh yeah, thanks, dude.
Yeah, it's terrible. I mean, that's the trade-off.
And the thing with weapons and wizards is our campaigns we do allow slings.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Slings, staff slings.
You can't touch someone. Sling bullets.
I mean, nothing wrong with him having a ranged weapon.
Yep, as long as
especially if he has transferable touch-based spells.
I got a -6 to hit. I'm taking a heavy crossbow with a windlass. No problem. I don't need strength for the weapon. I'll be with you in about 3 rounds.
Right. And then, they put.
You want my magic missile? All right, I'm done, guys.
Break that thing.
I'm done. But it's just one of those things where, it's not just even the weapons; it's the stuff they use. I mean, shoot, get a big bag of marbles if you're being chased through the dungeon. Yeah, let's see that squad of orcs in plate mail try to keep their feet while they're running down the corridor and stepping on big glass marbles and stuff.
I'm a big proponent of improvised weapons.
For sure.
Yes.
For sure.
And again, who do you think is going to be the guy packing all the oil and all the other odds and ends that can suddenly be turned into weapons of opportunity or intelligent convenience? They should be the MacGyver of the party.
That's right.
Especially if they're hoarding their spells for that proper moment, you still need to be throwing something into the fight and not just a bow shot.
That's right.
Yeah.
And for some reason, all my characters and the DMs don't know why, or I don't know why, they always carry a jar of bear grease.
Because you
never know when you're going to need some bear grease.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. I hear you.
And it's like, well, what does it do? It says, well, what does bear grease do?
It
makes things slippery and it burns.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
If I can't always, I remember that last game I had with the frickin' wax golem where nobody could land a hit on the damn thing with the oil.
Mm-hmm.
If I had bear grease, I know what to do.
Yeah,
you don't attack.
I'd use that.
You attack the square he's standing in with AC 10 and just set it on fire.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why I would use Glenn's idea and Brian's idea. My wizard would carry a bag of marbles and a thing of bear grease. Drop the marbles down. Touch one, enlarge, bear grease, fighter, kick it down the hall.
There you go.
You got Indiana. You got Raiders of the Lost Ark right there.
Who needs what's that spell with the flaming beach ball where you got to remote control it?
Flaming sphere.
Yeah, who needs flaming sphere? I got a bag of marbles and a
level 3. That's a level 2 friggin' D20 trivia question for you.
Yep.
Again.
Yep.
I got wrong in my
head.
Bag of marbles and a large
game.
Yeah.
I forgot that right around there.
And I love and in every game I run, the grease spell is always flammable.
Oh yes,
of course.
Absolutely.
Of course, why not?
Yes.
Really fun if you really have to get something hot and sparky. Web, then grease, then firefinger.
No, grease, then web.
Either way.
Yeah. Oh, but I'm in agreement with you. Yeah, that'll prevent pursuit. That will.
Not for
even the
it'll
odds.
all be gone and around, but definitely it'll do something to them while they're in there.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I said, it's one of those things where you're not gonna. He'll get out of the next round. That's all I need is one round. Same thing.
Yeah, just you guys keep them busy. I got an idea.
I think I'm just gonna make my next wizard character. I think I'm gonna join that guy's game and on Unseen Servant. I'm gonna make a wizard who's obsessed with enlarge.
There's a joke there, but I'm not going to take it.
Make it a female nymphomaniac, and you got something there.
Are you kidding me? All right, I got this little miniature halberd. I got about 15 of them in my bag. Oh, wait, we're in a dungeon corridor and there's monsters coming? Oh, I got this little blade about this big. I'm just going to hold it right about neck level, enlarge. Come on. Woo!
Little tiny toothpicks become pikes. Hey, there you go. Tell us all about... I'm sorry. So how do you gear up your wizards? THACOShammer@gmail.com. Let us go on to the snipe hunt.
Two fools who laugh at death. Do you know what horrors lie beyond that wall?
No.
Then you go first.
This world's divided into two kinds of people, the hunter and the hunted. And luckily, I'm a hunter. Nothing can ever change that.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
I'll swallow your soul!
Come get some.
Time for a snipe.
8-foot copper rod, 3 inches in diameter. That's what the half-ogre wizard uses as a staff.
Thanks for that thought. Snipe hunt. Snipe hunt. We are going to get all slimy right now. Actually, we're going to talk about what? Oozes?
Yeah, just the slimes. We can
Just the slime.
for another day.
I collect slimes, molds, and fungus.
Yes, sirree.
We got slimes. We got slimes galore.
You'll find it
Slimes
under
that we've
ooze.
never even heard before. Seen before.
Oh.
Now, if you're saying to seen the slime, we'll have to fight because it just made the Super Def slime last night.
Monstrous Mail, page 276, ooze, slimes, jellies.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the few entries in the book that actually takes several pages to get through, other than dragons.
For sure.
Or beholders.
Or giants.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, we're just going to deal with the slimes for now, but, you've got
at least 3.
Yep, I see
green slime, of course.
Yeah.
Olive slime creature.
Mm-hmm. Black slime. Silver slime.
Silver slime, I missed that one.
Yeah, that's something that looks like
Those are
that's
from other
something
books.
out of either not Spelljammer, out of Ravenloft or something else. But yeah, this is kind of strange.
You know what my favorite thing in D&D, the memory in D&D, is a party going up against, they see green slime, and immediately they turn around because, okay, cold does what to it? Because everybody trying to remember, does it make it bigger? Does it stop it? Or does it eat? Or is it what?
That goes back to our email. That's when the intelligence checks have to come about.
Right.
This is the person who would know. This is the person who would have perhaps the proficiency of Underdark or dungeoneering survival.
Yep.
But that's the thing that etched into my mind. That is D&D right there.
Yep. It's like, oh God, what do we kill it with fire or what or this?
Not the brown mold, that's for sure.
No, not for sure. But yeah, that's another story. Okay, let's start with the classic, the green slime. Now, in basic D&D, these monsters had hit dice, or not hit dice, they had attacks. But in second edition, they don't. Now.
And for the book, and just for the record, folks, it's cold. That stops it. You can freeze it.
Green slime? No,
Green
fire.
slime.
You kill green slime with fire.
Yes.
A cure disease spell kills green slime. The horror grub can be scraped off quickly, cut away, frozen, or burned. So it's both.
You're right. I just caught up where you're reading from.
So you can freeze it or burn it. I would opt for freezing it if it was on me.
You take cold damage or fire damage. It'll hurt you.
Easier to recover from cold damage. Anyway, go ahead.
Thing is, they really should have left the attack roll into it. I know it confused some people because people made their green slimes move, and they're not supposed to be able to move, but mine move. I watched the Blob remake way too many times for anyone to ever trust me to DM slimes, molds, and jellies around them.
The remake, I'll shame on you full on. The original was better.
When they're running at a dead sprint and it's racing them on the ceiling and it catches them, that is the shiznit. Or when it is the trap inside the girl in the car, that's how I run my slimes. Predators.
That's like Universal.
This thing is supposed to still just kind of lurk where it lurks, grows where it grows, and if it happens to drop from the ceiling, that's still an attack roll kind of thing.
I agree.
And taking the attack roll away, I don't agree with.
Yeah, or at the very least, it should have been an attack roll against AC 10.
Yes.
Or if they're surprised the players are surprised by it, and 9 times out of 10 they will be. It would be AC 10, but if they are aware of the slime, then they can. It's a normal attack against their armor class. Now the thing about green slime is that it doesn't. It's very, very potent, extremely potent. It will turn a victim into green slime in 1 to 4 melee rounds.
Yeah, buddy.
That is fast.
That's awesome.
That's one of those where, once it gets...
I'm melting!
Yeah, exactly. You get that on your arm, you have to basically either burn it off, freeze it off, scrape it off,
cut off the
arm off.
And let me tell
you want to be a bitter DM, you look at that very last sentence.
Mm-hmm.
Once it has infected an area, it has a tendency to grow back even after being frozen or burned away, because dormant spores can germinate years later. So if you really want to be bitter, if you remember that Bob the Fighter was once infected by green slime, cut off 3 fingers to survive it, you can still say, 3 years later when it pisses you off, just boom, green slime oozes from outside your gauntlet. What do? What?
Yeah.
But let me tell you, folks. Forget the froze. Fire and ice will help you, but these things hate light.
Yes.
They dry it out.
Eventually,
You can
sunlight.
kill it by doing that.
That's another
eventually.
way to kill it. You know.
I don't like that word eventually because they don't give you a time reference of how fast it works. It doesn't paralyze it. It doesn't stop it from eating you, and it doesn't prevent it from continuing to metabolize the person that it's on for the next 1d4 rounds. Because there's dark places inside you that I can hide green slime.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Not exposed to sunlight.
What?
Whoa! Where the sun don't shine.
Exactly.
Whoa!
Oh boy. Now the thing about green slime is that fighters, low-level fighters fear green slime because it will eat through their armor fast.
Right.
Or
this is worse.
Monsters.
I was going to say this is almost as bad as a rust monster.
Yeah, almost.
But the thing is, you can see rust monsters coming usually.
Yeah, usually, you can see them coming. But yeah, if something drips on you from the ceiling, it'll go through plate armor in 3 melee rounds.
Right.
Eat through wood, but it only goes an inch of wood an hour, so that's not so bad.
Right.
So, the druid won't have too much of a problem, depending on what his armor's made of. But it will go straight through your armor and start eating you. And then you've got the 1 to 4 melee rounds to get it off you somehow.
Right.
That's not even that's just if you come into contact with it, not if you got immersed in a particularly large colony / pool of it.
Roll another character because that character's destroyed. Forget it. It's over. If somebody's takes a skinny dip in a green slime colony, bye. There's no getting you out of that.
Let's move on to another slime.
Okay.
How about the olive slime?
Now the olive slime
is hardly used.
Yes, I never used this. All right, so it's related to green slime, but it's more dangerous if you can believe it.
Yeah, I do.
Let's see. Olive slime favors moist subterranean regions. It feeds on whatever animal, vegetable, or metallic substances that happen to cross its path.
That's right.
The vibrations of a creature beneath it are sufficient to cause it to release its tendrils and drop. Olive slime ignores armor for purposes of determining hit probability. Like I said, AC 10 right there.
That's so gross.
It also negates dex bonuses unless the target is aware of the presence of the slime and takes steps to avoid it. Contact with olive slime causes a numbing poison to ooze from the creature. The slime spreads over the body of its victim, sending
Armor
out
class 9.
Parasitic tendrils that feed upon the body fluids of the host. Ooh.
Yep, I love it.
For humans and demi-humans, the point of attachment is usually along the spinal area. Ooh.
It's feed without a face. Yeah.
No. Now we're getting into Tales from the Dark Side and Creepshow territory here. That's
what
this is. That's what this critter is.
Night gallery and stuff.
What was that movie with Kiefer Sutherland's dad, Donald Sutherland, where they had that thing attached to the back of the neck?
Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
No, it wasn't Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Yeah, it was
Tingler.
It was something else.
What's thing at the base of the neck? The Tingler.
Yeah, what was that called?
Are you sure it wasn't that?
The Tingler.
Okay.
Are you sure it was Tingler? I gotta look it up.
Thing that reacts to screaming. It's the little crab-looking thing that looks like a reject that escaped from friggin'...
Did they remake that? That was with Vincent Price.
Yes.
So they must have remade it. Okay. Let's see. An unobservant victim must make a saving throw versus poison failure, indicating the victim has not noticed the olive slime has dropped upon him.
Oh yeah, not noticed. Yeah.
Yeah. Any group.
Yeah.
Of
No one said you have to drop a whole lot of it on them to get it on them.
Just a dab will do ya.
Yep.
Any group of characters in the vicinity will have a 50% chance of noticing the slime's attachment with a casual glance. Wow. This percentage may be.
I have done bitter things to people with a very unpleasant chef. If you thought watching, Waiting and Waiting 2 was bad,
yeah.
Waiting 3, the Dungeon Delve, yeah, be nice to the people who make your food.
Way to go, Corey and the Puppet Masters.
That's what the movie was called, the Puppet Masters.
Yeah, I was like, okay. Anyway, let's see. Within 2 to 8 hours, the host's main concern becomes how to feed and protect the growth of the slime. Get it? Wow. Naturally, this includes keeping the slime's presence a secret from any companions.
It's my precious.
Yeah. Jeez. Let's see.
Pay no attention to Harvey. He's fine.
Yeah.
If an affected character's companions become suspicious or if they demonstrate any desire to destroy the olive slime, the affected character will escape at first opportunity. The host's food intake must double or the character wastes away 10% of their hit points per day, rounding up, and no natural healing can take place. After 1 to 6 plus 6 days, the host suddenly and painfully metamorphoses into a vegetable creature.
Where you get the olive slime creature, or known as the slime zombies.
Yes.
Awesome. Love
this is worse than even a yellow musk creature.
They've got them in sizes gargantuan. Can you imagine this olive slime eating a giant?
Yes, and they can do it too.
Oh.
If that giant misses a saving throw, it's pretty much over for him. Yeah, this is worse than green slime. Holy crap.
I love it.
Let's see. Olive slime is only harmed by acid, freezing cold, fire, or by a cure disease spell, pretty much like green slime. Spells that affects plants will work on olive slime, although entangle has no practical effect, okay? Green slime and olive slime are complete opposites. When they encounter each other, the attack one neutralizes the other. Interesting. And if you're transformed into an olive slime creature, very little short of a limited witch can return him to normal.
Going to come to a T section. The party's going to come to a T section. There's going to be an olive slime in one corner and a green slime in another corner, both with switchblades, and there's a gelatinous cube going, okay, now, I want a fair fight. Okay. Cool.
Once you're a jet, you're a jet.
Exactly. Exactly.
I know where you were going with that.
Thank you.
Really wicked psionicis imbue such creatures with intelligence and really make them dangerous.
Yes. Yeah, you know what it's called? Feed me, Seymour.
Oh, God.
Well,
and then they send them to another planet.
Now, those are just the 2 slimes in the books, folks, because it says at the beginning of the chapter, there are very different varieties of ooze, slime, and jelly. More are being discovered all the time as warped wizards seek to create life of fashion efficient dungeon scavengers, which means that's the DM's license to go crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, I made gold slime.
Yeah.
Gold slime?
Yeah, taken out of the gold flecks from gold pieces, and a wizard made gold slime. And it literally was like a jelly, like a slime, but it sat and it was attracted to gold. And it ate human flesh or any flesh. So what it would do is it would actually just fall and try to get into somebody's pouches while they slept.
Wow.
And then would sit in their gold pouch. And then when you're in town and you reach for gold, and let me pay for that.
Yeah. You come out with no fingers. Yeah. Oh boy.
Holy crap.
Or a crawls into a chest full of gold and silver and stuff and just kind of like intermixes with the gem pieces. Wizard, thief comes by, picks lock. Oh my, yes! And I have no fingers.
Yep.
No!
That's an absolutely wonderful thing that gray oozes and crystal oozes and slithering trackers love to do is just camp in the metal. Camp in the treasure.
Now see, it's one thing to do that every so often, but if your DM's going out of his way to do that, you need to find another game.
Hey, easy.
Hey, I gave my party advance warning the last time they encountered a gelatinous
You
cube.
have to wash those kind of
Gelatinous cubes are one thing. These things? Ugh. Anyway.
They still got hit by it.
Of course they did.
Anyway, you guys tell us.
It fell on them.
Ew.
That's the last time I've actually caught anybody with any of the slimes, molds, and jellies. The only 2 times I've done it was through Death from Above.
Of course.
Yeah. With Corey, it's Grell. With you, it's slime.
Mm-hmm. And with me, it's hobgoblins.
Yeah. With me, it's anything I can throw at you. Mm-hmm. Tell us about your slime stories, folks, and not those kind of slime stories. At THACO's Hammer at gmail.com, Egon. Let's go. Okay, it's time, folks. It's time for the brainstorm. Let's go.
Now you tell me what you know.
Only the infinity of the depths of a man's mind can really tell the story.
What are you, a wizard, a genius?
DM Brainstorm. This week we're gonna do you up a treat. We're gonna do you up a treat with the Wizard Tower.
Yeah. Now, okay, we can go one of 2 ways. This could be like your typical lore for adventurers, or we could actually do an actual Wizard's Tower.
Wizard's Tower?
Mm-hmm. Or it could be an adventure, or it could be an actual just function.
Somebody roll a D6 then.
Oh, I got a dice roller. Hold on.
No, here.
D8.
It's a D6. It's 6.
7. High side, so yeah. Torturous, adventurous, meat grinder.
Oh, you guys just could have said, yeah, we want to do torturous.
Which one?
Hey, the dice claimed it, not us.
Uh-huh.
This is the working tower or the ruined?
No, I guess the ruined tower.
Okay. I didn't say anything about ruins.
Well,
I thought the difference was occupied by adventurers tower or occupied by things that adventurers want to take out.
Well, yes. That's
the second one.
Yeah, the second one. That's what we're doing.
Okay, first of all, where do we put it?
Out in the middle of nowhere, of course. I would say at the center of a
town. Yeah.
No. Center of a forest that has been altered by that mage and has been for decades at least, if not centuries.
So there's burns.
You say it's in the valley, we're totally going to stop you, man, right there.
I wasn't going that way. Thank goodness.
You don't want down up on a mountain or something?
We could do that.
Let's see. We've done chasms, we've done rocky zones and valleys.
Trying to stay away from the rocks for once.
We've done the water. Let's do. How about a desert tower?
Okay, done.
That's interesting. Yes,
done. Okay.
It doesn't really mean you have to do the Middle East thing, but desert is nice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm part desert rat anyway, so that. I'd buy trinkets and stuff and little guys playing flutes and put out no.
But
okay. I'm sorry, folks. I'm thinking about retirement.
I'm going to say let's steal some bits from like Sahara and other Bond movies, and we're going to put a band of mirrors around the tower, feeding a crystal collector on top.
Yes.
For whatever he's doing with his power, he wants to focus the power of the sun on his works.
Okay.
The very first solar energy for that world.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, sort of like solar collectors. Okay. Now, what is he trying? What is he using that power?
Right next to the 10 giant windmills that are powering his electricity.
Oh God, you have no idea. Anyway, but yeah. So okay, all right. That begs the question: what's he using all that power for? Is he trying to guard something, or is he trying to unearth something? Or
maybe
I rolled he's lawful evil, so he's not doing it for the niceness of the world, that's for sure.
Oh, of course not.
Maybe he's got ED. Well, sometimes
you get the power of the sun. Okay.
If he's using the power of the sun, we could say that he's using the power to move or charge.
Rod.
An artifact.
Okay.
Yes.
Think
artifact charging station.
Think Jeremy Irons in D&D.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was almost chaotic evil. That was chaotic evil for sure. Anyway,
We're going for artifact charging station in the middle of the desert.
Okay.
High tower surrounded by solar collectors and mirror panels.
Mm-hmm.
Massive crystal tower top.
Okay.
He's making
using it for malicious purposes.
Okay.
Making his own orb of destruction? No.
I would say he's probably using this to. Oh goodness. I hate to say this, but it's the first thing that came in my head, so screw it, I'm going to roll with it. But he's doing it for a Death Star kind of thing. He's using to collect this power to destroy something or someone. Maybe a city, maybe a desert city, or even perhaps...
It's not in line of sight of the tower. That means he's got dimensional magic in the tower.
Okay.
He's using it to destroy the Wizards College that he got kicked out of.
Okay.
For having radical ideas a la Dr. Frankenstein.
Mm-hmm. A la using the power.
More like Tarkin.
Or Dr. Doom, for that matter.
Yeah. Okay. It's like, they laughed at me. I'm going to get them.
Yeah.
I'll laugh at their graves.
Yes.
No, he's like Gru. He's here to steal the sun, but he's not going to steal the moon for Mama. He's going to steal the sun for Mama. He's going to give her a real fighter gym.
I'm taking a page out of practically every other Boris Karloff film there was.
Hey,
they laughed at me.
That's all
and
right.
I'm going to get my revenge.
Hey, if it works, it works. Okay.
Yeah. So revenge would be his motive, I guess.
Okay. So the thing is that the crystal top is not the collector of the solar energy. It's the focus.
It
of
is.
That's where it fires from. Okay.
First off, how high? How high? The tower.
Man, when your mouth is dry, you're pretty high. Oh, I'm sorry. You were aloof for height. I'm sorry.
I knew there was something more than just tobacco in those vaporizers, Corey. Anyway.
Okay. I like 300 feet. Somebody's going to fall from that.
Yeah.
And no rails. No, I'm just.
Yeah, no staircases.
It's not no Death Star OSHA clearance.
Yeah. Well,
310, because all those damn adventurers will tie the ropes together and try to get every 50 feet up. They're 10 feet short. They're not going to make it. 310 feet.
Okay.
Talk about high intelligence wizard who would think of these things, right? He wants to be left alone.
Yes.
Give it kind of a gentle hourglassy shape just to piss off DMs and make your tower mapping be annoying. Mm-hmm. You're going to have the narrowest portion be, let's go with 50 feet wide.
Okay.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And the base 150 and the top 100.
Okay.
All
right.
So
over the course of
boom.
Over the course of 310.
It would go like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would start out wide at the bottom and just taper to that crystal tip at the top.
You mean like this?
Yes, much like that.
They call it the Tower of Dolly Parton. So
I'd have to add the reduction sheet in. Anyway, okay, now on the inside of the tower, basically this mage built the crystal focus, the tip being of course being at the top of it, but the shaft going right down the middle, and he built the tower around
Stop it, Corey.
Yeah, I know, Corey. Come on, quit it. I'm trying to be serious here.
I haven't said a word. I'm sitting here listening to you brainstorm.
You're sitting there trying not to crack up. Anyway.
Crap up, yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so basically the solar energy is being collected from the mirrors around the tower, but the energy is being focused down into the earth at the bottom of the tower. So it's not just that the tower has a base and goes up, but it has sub-bases, it has dungeon levels below it.
Oh, I expect
that means we have to have how big is the open core shaft?
Yeah, when we throw the Emperor down. All right, the core, let's make it solid crystal. The entire shaft is solid crystal, and make it like 5 feet around.
Now let's go 8.
Okay, 8 is good.
8 is good because they can't do that. I brace my back on one side and put my feet on the other walk thing.
Okay.
It will, however, be able to use that ever-popular dungeon tool 10-foot pole and flop in the 10-foot pole kind of at an angle.
Okay. All right.
And maybe not die
Okay.
if they fall.
All right. I have another thing.
Yes.
Just going kind of back to the beginning. Also, this isn't something that that this evil wizard made. This is something he found.
Oh.
And he basically found this apparatus, kind of figured out what it was, and then built his tower around it.
Okay.
And basically, he's been collecting solar energy, let's say, for 10 years, 15 years, 20 maybe, and he's found out that if he collects it, say, for like 20 years, and maybe we're on year 19 or something like that, that he'll have enough energy where he can direct the solar energy to any point on the planet. This is something like half technology, half magic. And
Thundar.
I got a thing.
Yeah.
I got a thing.
Okay, do it.
The original site that he discovered was a glazed impact crater. The stone at the center of it is the apex of the tower now.
Okay.
Yes.
It was crystallized clear, and it burned all the sand around it into a diamond glass glaze,
which he uses to reflect.
It was just sitting at ground level, collecting what little there was. He saw the power there and decided, I do the math because I'm a wizardy with a high intelligence guy, and the higher I place this, the greater exposure it will get constantly for more power collection. And he used like a major creation spell to rise the tower beneath it, lift it up on high, and then mined out and refined the blast crater into the organized reflector set that's feeding it.
Okay. That works for me.
And in the dungeon levels, dynamite. No.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Now that
the desert sands beneath the tower are actually stone because of the fusion of the impact.
Okay.
How about this? The whole crater was glass, and that's what he used to reflect up.
Yes.
Okay.
You mean like those ladies back in the 80s that would hold that piece of metal under their neck when they were sunbathing?
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Fair enough.
So he went and polished all the glass and everything to make sure it reflected in the right place.
Okay.
Or had his servants do it or whatever. Which reminds me, who's working for him?
That was my next thing. Okay.
They're not going to be little yellow minions.
No, not even close. No. The entire region around the tower, let's say
white armored
20 mile radius around the tower.
Ankegs and Ant-Men. And man-scorpions?
Man-scorpions. A huge-ass tribe of them. Now, the least man-scorpion is 7+7 hit dice. Going all the way up to, like, Prince's, which is, like, 12+12 or 13+13, some ridiculous number like that. 6?
I'm also thinking of, like, whirling dervishes and things like that.
14?
Yeah. 14.
Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah, so he's got this huge tribe. That's basically to keep anybody away. That's just basically his roving security force, if you will.
Okay.
In the actual tower...
Who does the grunt work, yes.
Okay, in the actual tower, he's got his internal security force, which are... aside from dragons, giants, and level-draining undead, what's the one thing that players hate going up against? Fellow adventurers. So bandits. He's got his own force.
His own mercenaries and blackguards and all those guys.
We're talking, like I said, talking fighters, clerics. Of course, he's got mages. He's going to have...
He would be big with the Sun Priests. He would be big with the Evoker Mages.
For
he would be big with...
This would be a good time for...
He would be big with these guilds because he basically has the ability to make synthetic diamonds and can buy people off with diamonds.
Yeah. Okay. All right. You know what? Go ahead, Glenn. Go ahead.
And this would be a good opportunity for the DM to raid the monstrous compendium appendix for Al-Qadim.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
I'm thinking of those whirling dervishes, those guys with the big swords and
crystal
that kind
carotid
of thing.
columns.
Yes. Crystal carotid columns would be great.
Yeah, this guy with his ability to actually create, that's how he basically built his tower.
Crystal Necrophidius,
like that. Yeah, for sure. Any desert dwelling creature, yeah, bring it in. Nagas, blue dragons.
The spice.
I think the local blue dragon would be someone who would be pissed off at him.
Yeah,
it would not be an ally. It would be a potential source of adventure usefulness.
If the PCs can actually role play out using the dragon, getting the dragon on their side. Okay, that's easy enough.
More like role play out getting the dragon to employ them instead of devour them.
Oh no, I have a better idea. Well, that's a one thing. I was thinking more along the lines of somehow, some way, the college that he's looking to destroy, somehow they got somebody on the inside, and somehow he got the information out. This is sort of like going back to Tantive 4, going up against Devastator.
That would be an upset desert druid.
Okay. But somehow, some way, the college that kicked this mage out years and years ago, they got the information about this guy. The problem is they can't go after him because they don't know. This is just information they
Is there
heard
a D&D monster equivalent to the Sand People from Star Wars?
You can use a Fiend Folio Sandman.
Bandits.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm thinking of like
about dervish bandits. Yeah.
Yes,
it's just the dervish.
Some kind of nomadic people that he uses.
It's as we did that adventure. When we did that thing on the humans, it was the bandit, the actual class,
and make it kind of like gypsies or Vistani, where it's like you don't know where they're.
No, yeah, you
just where they are.
Yeah.
They'll help the bad guys. They'll help you. You don't know which way they're gonna.
What level are we doing this for?
Oh, this is high.
Say this is high level.
I'd say this is close to retirement level, close to 20.
Then what I would do with this then, and this is just a suggestion, we can run with it if not.
Go for it.
Let's say that asteroid that landed, that made the gem, that was collecting sun, was there when the wizard found it and started building. Unbeknownst to the wizard, the reason he can't get through the hard compressed stonework that's underneath his castle because of the impact of the crater is because that's actually a creation and was already being used to power, let's say, a small hive of Iliathids that were underground that were using that electricity to keep an astral diva imprisoned.
Ooh.
So the wizard is the primary threat to the college. We find out we're stopping the wizard. Wait a minute. What's they doing down here?
Yeah,
there's an additional threat
diva, which would be that would be that would be a very
I'm just saying if a
good impression. I like it. I like it. Yeah, so now the players are forced with a dilemma. This isn't one of those smash your way into the tower, kill the wizard, stop what he's doing, blah 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 blah. Now all of a sudden there is a bit of a quandary. Now it's like, how are we going to solve this? We have to stop what he's doing, but if we don't stop what he's doing, the college may be destroyed, but this astral diva might be freed from it.
And the Iliathids are taking the slaves that they capture and sending them up to go to work for the wizard. Hey, we're here to join your cause.
Okay. So
the wizard's like, okay, keep digging, and they're like,
sorry, the wizard's absolutely obsessed with what he's doing. This whole thing is a test. It's not even this is his big goal. This is a test. Because to test to see if this actually works, because if he's able to destroy a college site or whatever it is at a massive distance, say like 500 miles, 1,000 miles, something like that, then there's nothing to say he can't take over the world.
Okay.
You don't do what I want you to do, I will destroy you with the sun.
I will have a sum of 1 million gold pieces.
No. I get the
1 million gold pieces.
Okay. The whole astral diva thing is good. But where did this rock?
That's what you call a monkey wrench.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, here's another monkey wrench.
Okay.
Aside from that, where did this thing come from? Outer space, right?
Of course.
Something is looking for it. Maybe something like I don't know, Neogi. Neogi.
You owe me a beer, Glenn. I said at the same time.
Yeah.
I got what you're putting down.
Or space elves. Yeah, space elves. No.
Yeah,
sorry, Corey. Jeez.
Yeah, look. If looks could kill Glenn, you'd be a pile of ashes 6 inches high on the floor.
No, we could totally make, crystal spider Neogis be the core of the asteroid egg that's just germinating and thermalizing.
I think they're looking for it.
I can see the Neogi actually trapping an astral diva. I could actually see that. That actually ties.
Because the other ones are bad, but this is nasty. They're nasty stuff.
Yeah.
Boy, are they nasty.
And that would actually track in.
That means that the asteroid hasn't been bored into, cored into, or entered in any way, shape, or form, or tunneled. It's just been elevated up and is on posts. And you could have
out there.
One of the levels of this tower is going to be the level where there are columns supporting this rock of 100 or so foot diameter, more than 100 foot diameter, because it's wider than the top of the tower. We'll call it 120 feet at its widest point.
Okay, fair enough.
It is not necessarily round, but it is on pillars of varying heights on the top of the tower, feeding its energy into that blast down the center core, but where he's elevated it up to get more energy. But he's got stairs and stuff wrapping around and going down, but there's an open battlefield that's going to have pillars supporting this stone up.
Right.
Unless you just want it floating.
Okay,
I like it that way.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
One more thing.
Yeah.
We could make this a time run. Even to just kind of make it a little bit easier on the PCs, even though there's no reason to really do it if they're like, 15th, 16th level. But let's put it this way. How about we make it a time-based run that they have to go in?
They have a time schedule?
Yes. They have to get into that tower. They have to run their way down to where that piece of rock is, and then they have to actually get into it and free the Astral Diva before enough energy collects, because enough energy collects for him to utilize it for his own purposes. Instead of just making it, so much of a dilemma.
Well, originally the time limit would be we're trying to stop him from destroying the academy.
Right.
So it's got it's going to fill up. So now those players have to get there to stop that.
There's a couple of clocks you could run here. The first clock is he's delivered his threat to the academy. That comes from he did a test firing and vaporized the local oasis that the adventurers may have been at. Adventure Hook
that they just left,
which we called
we're just coming up to, short of water and supplies.
Oh, jeez.
What?
Well, you know what?
Yes.
Y'all remember, you're dealing with high-level characters at this point.
Yeah.
Supplies aren't really that big of a problem.
That's right. Rupert, bring me my gallon or my giant keg of ale.
Yeah, decanter of endless water. Create food and water.
Whatever reason they were traveling overland, it would have been comfortable to bath.
Yeah,
it was like the Oasis was called Alderaan just to demonstrate.
Why not? Sure.
But so we've also got a double clock running here because
I heard the voices of
Hive
lizards,
is using the energy to imprison the Astral Diva in the underground below where the tower is, whereas the egg itself, the Eggsteroid, is actually would have been hatching into like a Neogi mother and spores of crawling crystal spiders if the energy wasn't being leached off to imprison the diva. So when they stop the wizard and disrupt the energy flow to free the diva, then the clock runs, and suddenly in the middle of whatever that fight is, the next stage of the fight is, the Neogis get into the mix.
Okay.
Yeah, it's, hey, we've cleaned out the wizard's tower. Now let's go underground and kill all the freaking Iliathids. We've stopped them from siphoning off. We freed the Astral Diva. See you later, Astral Diva. Now we're going back up to the surface. Where the heck did all these Neogi come from? Oh, look, the asteroid hatched.
No, I was thinking about this. How about the Nyogi they actually trapped the diva, and they're using its own energy to create basically like a Charlotte's Web kind of thing, where where it's like an old elder Nyogi, but they're using the energy to actually create thousands of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's his Lazarus pit.
So now we've got
it's those spiders that lay eggs in things to just have a host to feed from.
Yeah.
I'm playing my character like John Goodman from Arachnophobia.
No, play him like John Goodman from The Big Lebowski.
No. Play him like David Arquette from Eight-Legged Freaks.
There you
go. No, I'm playing a paladin named Ziggy if you're going up against spiders from Mars.
Ouch. Oh, crap. Ow.
Wouldn't that be a bard?
Oh, my God, that hurt.
That's right.
Oh, my God. Sorry, guys. I just cracked my elbow against the window ledge, which is, like, made of slate.
Okay,
and has a very sharp
Second edition AD&D can be dangerous.
We've got the triple clock danger of doing nothing and doing something are all bad choices.
Yes. You have to do exactly the right thing at exactly the right time, or things are going to go to crap in a couple of.
And also, the DM's got to know when to start what clock when.
Yeah, yes. This is going to. Yeah, this is a tough one
because if you start all the clocks together, they're never going to get through it.
I think this is one that you can just make. When a trigger event happens, it starts the next sequence.
Good idea.
Eventually, something's going to happen, whether the party members do it, or the wizard does it, or the illithids do it. At some point, enough of a threshold will be reached. I would say have maybe a chart tracking a certain number of effects build up to a trigger of this. Whether it's a number of these things, or a number of these things, or a number of these things, any of them can add together to total up a critical moment.
Yeah,
to
that's
trigger
what I'm
the
thinking.
next stage.
This kind of adventure requires a hell of a lot of planning from the DM. I don't care who it is.
Hey,
if it's James Burke, it's easy. But you know, folks, this is a prime example of that article I keep talking about on the Alexandrian. Don't prep plots, prep situations.
Yeah.
You set up the situation, add the PCs, see what happens. If they do the right thing, it goes on to the next situation.
I mean,
or not. I don't know.
The way we've planned this out, the way I see it is like there's one clock counting down, and it counts down, and all of a sudden the PCs stop it at a certain point before it reaches its zero. Then the second one starts counting down faster, and the PCs do that. Then the third one's
the blast crater.
Exactly.
No, how is the impact crater?
What do you mean? I would say
how big? How big is this impact crater that we're dealing with?
Let's
make it bigger than a bow shot. Let's go with
500 yards in diameter?
No, let's go with this impact crater in the desert is quarter mile.
Okay.
No problem.
Quarter mile radius. Quarter mile radius.
Okay.
I used to shoot Wompress back in Tatooine with the bow and arrow, so.
Okay. So,
anyway,
there is a zone where you can't immediately tunnel under the sands because the sands have been stoned. But below that, there's going to be the Underdark access because we've got the illithids involved. So there will be tunnel access. You have a low road, you have a surface road, and you have a high road because someone's going to think of flying in.
Okay.
The PCs, if they get a hold of Glen's nomads or his sand people, they may know the actual old entrance to the Underdark.
There we go.
Yes.
Okay.
And then you whip the murder
will also be the blue dragon will also be a good underground entrance.
Yep.
He's probably going to have a water source, and that's also going to feed under this as well.
And if that's not enough, there could be another rival because everything's better with beholders.
But
okay.
Glen's like, over the top, let's do it.
Yeah,
I'm down.
Right
Glenn, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Okay.
In the town or somewhere, there's a beholder who's setting up his own little crime syndicate or kingdom or whatever, and wants that stone too for his own nefarious purpose. I love different factions with cross purposes.
Okay.
That's
I'm down with that.
This is the kind of thing you should have Grell in, right, Corey?
Yeah.
Personal bodyguards to the mage.
There
Yes.
you go. I mean, you've got like
personal polishers for the friggin' mirrors on the outside of the tower.
There you go.
Which is
And
a
they also
perfect
like
opportunity
they
for
really like the special results when they charge their lightning stabs off of the energies coming off of this ball.
There you go. Now you're
and
talking.
You know, all these factions
That
working
means that
against
let's
each
say
other.
that these guys, when these Grell who charge their lightning stabs off of the energies of this ball, they get a free shot of Agonizer Scorcher off of their stabs.
Oh yeah.
Jeez. Yeah,
What?
Now we're completely going over.
And then the chromatic orbs.
Wow.
Oh, very nice. Thank you. Corey did a picture.
Wow.
Very nice. Then the chromatic orbs.
I gotta see
that. But yeah, different factions.
So the PCs have not only multiple ways to accomplish what they do, they have multiple ways they can completely bone it.
Yeah, of course.
Wizard's very, very intelligent. He's very, very wise. He's somewhat charismatic, except for half his face is burned from a solar accident. And his thing that got him fired from the wizard school.
And he looks like Lee Van Cleef.
No,
and he does wear.
No, he looks like Jack Palance.
He wears the friggin'. He wears one of the Phantom of the Opera type masks.
Wow. Okay, I'm cool with that.
I've been wanting to blow them up for a long time because I crap bigger than them. So you got the wizard. See, you got the wizard going in one direction. You got the Neogi going in the other direction. You got a beholder going in the other direction. You got the Illidan's going for that. Everybody was cross purpose, and the Sand people are just like, oh, this is going to be interesting. Let's see how this turns out.
Oh, they're like, we're going.
Well, that's just the natives who don't. That's just the native bandits who are hostile to everybody.
Yeah.
Until someone blew up their oasis, then they got pissed.
Yeah. Then the mage crossed the line by blowing up their oasis. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay.
So, anything else you guys want to add?
I'm done. I think we got.
I've squeezed enough juice out of this.
One might consider that this guy is a specialist wizard of the what class?
Evoker class.
I guess we didn't squeeze enough juice out of this one. Okay. Invoker. Mm-hmm. And he talks like the Swedish chef. No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't. You just
he talks like Guru, because he's here to steal the sun for Mama.
Anyway, that's about that. There you go, folks. Tell us about it if you use THACOshammer@gmail.com. Time to close this splat book. Absolutely. For sure. Say goodbye, Corey.
Good night, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you use it. And remember, keep your heads out for slime.
Brian?
And just remember, folks, when dealing with the ancient blue dragon is the most appealing of your choices, you got a problem.
You know the adventure was made by THACO's Hammer.
Yeah. 2 thumbs up. Full on. Say goodbye.
Well, Gamer Nation, we'll discuss the medicinal uses of slimes, molds, and fungus more later to soothe the savage burn and the sand rot you're going to have tromping through the wizard's glass tower.
Brian, he really wants to do that video of THACO's Hammer just to scare the hell out of everybody.
Oh my God! Yeah, that's kind of creepy.
I had to go get my hammer, and then I'm DM Glenn saying we'll see you next time when the hammer comes down on THACO's Hammer. Bye bye. Holy moly, a sand.
Can we cook or can't we?
We can cook.
Yeah.
I'm like,
because we're a DM. THACO's Hammer theme is provided by the Diablo Swing Orchestra. You'll find them on Jamendo.com. All other additional music for this episode was provided by Kevin MacLeod. You'll find more of his music on Incompetech.com. Be sure to visit our website at THACOshammer.info. If you have any questions or comments, email us at THACOshammer@gmail.com. Remember, that's an O, not a 0. You can also find us on the second edition forums at osrgaming.org and at purpleworm.org. Or give us a call and leave us a voicemail at 405-806-0555. See you next time when the hammer comes down on THACO's Hammer.